What's good, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Giselle, and this is the Blood Table Conversations with Miss Giselle. And tonight we have Mr. Jasmine Pennix in the building. Say hey to everyone.
Hey, hello, how you doing? Hey, what's up, people? What's up, world? How
Yes,
you doing, Giselle? What's up?
I'm awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm so glad you're here, guys. He is one of the dopest authors. He's a non-fictional writer and author and barber. So if you need your hair
Yeah,
lines up in Atlanta, ATL in the building,
yeah,
holla at our
yeah.
brother. He will get you lined up and clean, okay?
And I'm an actor also, a little bit
And an
here and there.
actor. And an
Yeah,
actor. Okay.
yeah.
Now, with that said, let's dive in. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what got you to, where you are right now.
Uh, well, my name is Jasmine Pennix, and I don't know, aliens know me as Jazz. I'm from Chicago, from small town outside Chicago called Robbins, Illinois. That's the little town that me and Dwayne Wade is from. And actually, the lady, Michelle Nichols, that was in Star Trek. First it was black lady that played in Star Trek. So I'm from a small town outside Chicago, but I'm also from Chicago as well. And used to reside in Milwaukee as well. But I'm a Midwestern guy, so I'm from the Midwest. I'm from back north that way.
Oh,
And I'm pretty much down to earth and well rounded.
oh
And
yay.
and I'm
Midwest
people
in the
person.
building. Midwest.
Yeah,
Yes. Now,
yeah.
so tell people what got you into writing and
Uh,
ultimately what got you to the point of writing your own book.
I ended up becoming an author like almost the last couple of years ago now. I ended up becoming an author over experience that I had working in high schools, public schools. And I ended up having an incident with a juvenile delinquent in my high school. And, had a altercation, something that turned and it went, negative. And actually it just didn't go right, didn't rub right with me. I didn't like how, the situation took place of working in public schools and high schools and dealing with traumatic teens and teens that have a lot of, peer pressure problems and stuff like that. And you really learn things when you work in a high school setting based on the youth, what you come across, you deal with, some of the issues and problems that a lot of these young teenagers are full and ball up inside, you know what I mean? Like they come and they bring, wear the emotion on their sleeves and all that. And I had an experience where I had to run in where I had a juvenile delinquent, tried to attack me, spit on me, tried to do harm to me.
Oh, wow.
And I ended up having an altercation with him and it had made made worldwide news at the time, getting into an altercation with this student because he spit on me and tried to fight me.
Oh,
And
wow.
I tried to call security and they left me hanging, never come to help me. So I had to deal with the problems of this one juvenile that was problematic, and he just got out of juvenile detention center for strong arm robbery and carjacking, and I didn't know nothing about it, and he had a house arrest warrant on his ankle, and I had to deal with a real problematic teen, and a slight incident turned and went a different kind of way, and it turned my life around, in shambles for a minute at one point in time. So I ended up writing and venting and expressing, and going through notions, expressing myself and writing, this book at the time to put it out there because I had to find a way to let go and get off this emotion, get stuff off my chest, and even just shed some insights in life to certain things of what can take place or how schools and high schools has its issues and the stuff that goes on in high schools, even with, problematic teenagers and all the stuff that goes on, that they don't, that sometimes you don't know everything about that really be going on inside high schools and stuff when you're dealing with the youth and working and being in urban neighborhoods and, dealing with kids from the inner city and everything else. And the problems that comes with sometimes being in high schools. So that's what I elaborated a lot on in my experiences and other things I saw. So that's how I ended up collaborating this book.
Okay. And wow, that's a lot. I know it's a lot. I told you for a couple of years, it's a lot. But you know what? It's so much where they coming from. And that's why it's
Hmm.
so important for us to really tackle the mental health issues in our community.
That's
Uh,
a big thing. That's a big problem. Like you said, it's a big thing.
yeah. And if we don't address it, then we're going to just keep producing more and more pain. So it's like pain, reproducing pain, reproducing pain. They normalize it because they have to find a way to cope with it and live with things if they can, you know. But for the most part, it's a lot. It's a lot on all ends. It's a
Yeah,
lot on the receiver and
yeah,
a lot on the person that's like um,
yeah.
releasing that, that pain on everyone else. So I'm sorry you went through that,
But
honestly.
you know what? That's exactly what it was. It was emotional strain, stress, this and that. I reached out to therapists at the time when I was going through the notions, everything, because it's needed, and especially in our community, overall. If a person look at you like, yeah, I've seen therapists or shrink or whatever, oh no, we need it in our society, in our culture, in our community, we need it. So getting self-preservation help and seeing somebody is a good thing. It's not always it's not a bad thing.
Right.
Always, and it can always be helpful.
Absolutely. And on that
Yeah.
note, guys, we're gonna take a quick commercial break and then we'll be back with Mr. Jasmine Pennix.
All right.
But if a man doesn't have a job or an income, he has neither life nor liberty and the possibility for the pursuit of happiness.
When you think of your life, could it be a book? A lot of people have stories to tell, but they just don't know how to translate it to paper. This is why I created Area Justice Media Group LLC. At Area Justice Media Group, we are entertainment. Instead of a script, we write our own stories, use our own imagination, and entertain readers all around the world. My name is Elizabeth Roberts, and I'm an author and a book publisher. Not only do I publish books, but I make them come to life on the TV screen. I have had one of my books featured on The Real. I have worked with numerous celebrities in the book and film industry. My book trailers / short films are now available on Roku, Amazon TV, Apple TV, and more. I've had the pleasure of writing a 2-hour feature film, and I have now helped over 30 authors get published with their books being distributed via Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, and more. In addition, I publish all genres, so nobody will be left out. In traditional publishing, you have to hire an editor, copywriter, formatter, and cover designer. At Area Justice Media Group, I am your one-stop shop from publishing to getting your book on the TV screen. Welcome to the group.
And we are back, family, and we are sitting here with our brother, Mr. Jasmine Pennix. Short, Jazz.
Uh,
You guys can call him Jazz, he said.
that's what's up.
So we're gonna go back, dive right back into the conversation. So I want
Yeah.
to know, what are you doing, or what have you done to reinvent yourself from that encounter that you went through?
Well, it was a moment of time, when things was going in between downhill, or had to find ways to pick myself back up. Had faith, believing, had more belief, had put more godly in my life, you know what I'm saying? Trying to go in a different direction or just better me. So I mean, just work different type of jobs, when I could or whatever. I drove truck for a minute. So, I started going on road driving truck for a while and everything, staying busy, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes that worked for me. Then after a while, when I get done from being on a road drive truck, I had to come, I would go see, therapists or whatever. Sometimes I come back town just to work on that process of, what I'm saying, venting and healing, you know what I mean? So I went through that aspect. And I was doing that, so I would do that, when I would come from off the road. And then I ended up going back to barber school to renew my license because I was always a barber anyway before I got into teaching, you know what I mean? So I ended up renewing my license. So I ended up getting back into the passion, the art of loving, you know what I'm saying, the style, cutting hair and performing the style and service, stuff like that, you know, putting stuff together, make somebody look, stand up apart and groom So I like that. I still like that. Enjoy that sometimes.
I see your
Still,
lineup
I
is
love
all fresh. You got your lineup fresh. We see
it. Yeah.
you, King.
I didn't do that. I didn't do this one that time, but I do sometimes.
Okay,
Still myself.
gotta represent the product though. You gotta represent.
Yeah, I know, but I definitely, saying shout out to my buddy Ray. But I mean, I just like, saying to be well groomed and always be up to par when I can. But I mean, I had to learn how to reinvent myself. That means that it was between, Barber and from the trucking, saying that and start learning about writing. So I started learning about writing, writing book and stuff and venting and releasing and let go a lot of the frustration and stuff, the pain that I felt or whatever at the time. And then I also started taking acting classes. So I got to acting classes, back in, 2017. Even though I was always a fan of the arts and everything, as it is, passionate about, arts and acting and entertainment a little bit here and there. And one of my friends, Steve, from Barber School, one of my instructors, he's like, hey, man, he told me that like in 2017, like, hey, you should try acting, man, go to acting class. Like, we talking about, he's like, try acting. She's like, hey, man. So basically, he saw something in me that I didn't see in me all the way, right away. And then he started sitting there, seeing me, little poems and Shakespeare, quotes and stuff on. So, like, study this, read this, and this and that. And he told me about an acting school or whatever, and I looked it up. He looked it up for me. Then I ended up finding out more information on myself, and that's how I ended up going to get into acting more. And soon I started taking acting classes and all that. Then I started meeting other actors in the field, by the classes, and they telling me this and that, or they going and audition or working on Empire and other TV shows at the time in Chicago. Then I started doing a little bit here and there, extra work and background work, this and that, and started getting on some of those shows, just from going to acting class, getting on Empire and other stuff, to Shy and other things, Shameless and whatever other independent little films were coming to town for Netflix at the time. Working on a little show called Beats with Anthony Anderson before in the past and some other stuff. So I started getting into acting a little bit because of my friend Steve told me to take acting, and I took acting class, and I would constantly do it, here and there. So that's how I ended up having the love of art for that.
I'm so glad that you were able to just like refine yourself and just sharpen who you were already.
Yeah.
After that experience. But whatever happened to that youth that you had that encounter with?
That youth, sadly, tragically, that youth, I think like a couple years ago now. Yeah. A couple years back, like 2 years ago or whatever, maybe going on 3. Young guy, he ended up getting into a wild experience where he had drove a car, had a 14-year-old doing a drive-by, shot 3 people, 2 girls and a boy. Luckily, they survived and went on a high-speed chase from there, back north, Milwaukee, and cops chased them and went on a high-speed chase and crashed the car. And I don't know, into a truck, a school bus, and another car. And he ended up killing his friend in the back seat. So the young brother, had incident with, he got charged for murder. So he got, either between 30 or 40 years. So at the age of 19 or the age of 20 or something like that, life is over with before it even started. You know what I mean? It's done. It's over with before it even started. So that's what happened to the young brother. And I hate the fact that happened to him. You know what I mean? But, what can you say if you don't have a good upbringing or nobody there to, be in his corner to help him, show him the way, right ropes, and try to, make and probably be a productive citizen, live a righteous life or whatever. There's a certain pitfalls and things that's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying, to you, just survive, just growing up in the hood.
Wow.
So that's what happened pretty much.
Yeah. And like my biggest focus is like the youth. So hearing the story, it's so hurtful. Let's talk about your project, your book. Do you have a copy of it around anywhere?
I wish I did. I just so I got another order in the order. It's coming in the
sell it
mail right
out.
now.
I know that's right.
So I got a copy of my shirt, but I don't know where I might have a book somewhere around, but I don't know where it's at right off the back.
Okay, it's cool. I'll have it. I'm still gonna show it on the podcast. So I'll
Yeah.
get a copy of it, guys, and I'll show it to
That's how I
you.
know I be selling them every time I get hands. Every time I get them, I'm always out of them within less than a week. Every time I order another damn copy.
That's dope. Now, show
Yeah.
everybody your shirt. I see you representing your brand.
Yes, yes, indeed. This is my shirt, Jazz, the author, and Jasmine Shy, and this is my book.
Yeah, that cover
You
is
know,
beautiful. That cover is
thank you. Yeah, I also got masks also that I make, here and there. But yeah, started making this stuff since we've been in the pandemic.
understood. Understood. Now,
Yeah, but that's my book right there.
I love it. Now,
Yeah,
where can we find your book? Like, where can your
you
book
can,
be found?
you can find it on Amazon right now. That's where it's at. And trying to learn how to get it put on my own website soon.
Coming soon. Coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. So I did that, and I'm working on writing volume 2 soon. Well, I'm writing it now.
Yeah, I'm so excited. So we'll definitely have you back. So when you launch that next book, we get those sales up. Put you on
Yeah.
bestseller book, bestsellers list.
Hey, that's a goal. I'm trying my best. I got it in a bookstore. I got like in 3 bookstores. Um, one in Chicago and Frontline Bookstore in Chicago, and I got it at this Person Sewer store in Milwaukee. It's a Black bookstore. Personality. That's the name of the store, and that's in Milwaukee. And I got it in Greenbrier Mall at the Root bookstore, Black bookstore. So I mean, the venues I got it in here and there, Black
That's what's
stores.
up. And not
Yeah,
only that, we'll get the links to those stores. So if people want to purchase them from the store, they can get to those stores also. And you
yeah.
said Amazon, right?
Yep,
Amazon.
it's on Amazon. Yeah,
I'll definitely make sure that those links are in the bio of this show, or in the
yeah,
in the bio of the show.
for
So
sure.
now, what would you like to leave everyone with?
Based on what? What you think I was about to say?
On something inspirational, positive, life inspiring, motivational, something like that.
I would say keep, doing you keep pursuing your goals, your dreams, admirations. I would say keep faith, belief, keep, something godly, or whatever higher power you believe in, is your source of strength and everything. Uh, don't let anybody get in your way. Don't let anybody, involve you with, being negative or, let negativity or have a small circle. Always make it productive. Don't, have anybody that ain't beneficial for you, that don't, say anything or uplift you. Definitely that definitely get anything that's not worth it being in you or your time, and definitely don't feed into, negativity aspect, and always be productive and have something good around you, some positive people that support you, somebody that care about you, you know what I'm saying? In that aspect. So always have something upbeating of the part. Find stuff inspirational to read. Because I definitely read, daily quotes and stuff, and read inspirational, daily journey books, whatever it is, I may read, and I try to find inspiring books that keep me motivated. I say stuff like that. Even certain stuff I liked it. I like to do. Understand, young brother Nipsey Hussle. Certain things he was ambitious. I loved his drive for the certain stuff that he was on. His move, what he was about, movement, certain stuff he was working on. That is definitely inspiring stuff that I like. So I just tried to learn how to get more involved with things as in depth and reading and trying to be a lot of resourceful, try to get knowledgeable stuff. I like a lot of knowledgeable information nowadays. That's what I like. And I'm trying to learn how to become a better writer, because since I'm new at it, I'm trying to do it. But I would love to be as good as the writers in the past, James Baldwin, saying Langston Hughes and Richard Wright, and Toni Morrison and other, people here and there, but them to definitely, saying, authors that I have been intrigued by a little bit, learning a little bit about them. So that's what, but I definitely say James Baldwin, because I'm damn sure like a lot of his writings. I didn't know how and set and deep and mindful that he was. I was just talking about him the other night.
I love, do you know, right? I'm telling you, I studied that man's work, and he did so many great things, especially when it comes to fighting for the rights of us here.
Yeah, I just read that he's ahead of his time.
Amazing.
When I was going through the notion I was going through, I elaborate some quotes from him in my book that at the time I was going through stuff, just venting and trying to heal. It's just some things that he said stood out to me. Even his film, I'm Not Your Negro, whatever. That's when I started getting more in tune with James Baldwin back in 2017. Believe it or not, it should have been new. I knew of him. I knew of interviews and stuff I've seen on YouTube in the past, but I started getting more in depth, insightful with him back in 2017. And now since I've been on it, I'm just mesmerized because I'm like, damn, this guy had all this knowledge, information, and he was ahead of his time. And I was like, man, this guy is deep. So that's my goal. I'm trying to get on that level, down the line.
So in other words,
with writing,
So in other words, continue working on being your best self.
Yeah.
Find people who inspire you to keep you working at your highest level of frequency. And third, never stop reinventing yourself.
Yeah, I guess that's the same for you. I'm sure you're doing that as well.
Yes. That's what I got from what you just said. That's everything that I got from what you just said.
So, but yeah, that's basically what it is. Sky's the limit. That's my favorite song, that Biggie song. I love that song. That's a very true statement, though.
Yes.
I love that song.
And on that note, guys, we are at the end of the show. I wish we could talk more, but guys, check out our brother. Tell them where they can find you.
Okay, well, you can. Well, the book is on Amazon. That's one thing. But to find me, I'm either on Jasmine Shy at Instagram and Third Hour Jasmine Pennix on Instagram. And my Facebook is Jasmine Pennix Facebook. The Third Hour for the Change, actually, yeah. But yeah, Third Hour for the Change is on Instagram. And pretty much a lot of people know me by Jazz, Jasmine Shy, Jazz Barber, Jazz Pennix.
And guys, also under my author's corner, and because he's the author of the month, you can also go to his page. His bio will be on my MissGiselle.com page, so you can click on it and it'll lead you directly to his work. And until next time, family, it's been a pleasure, Jasmine. Thank you for pulling up to the Black Table and hollering at us for a little while. But until
Thank you.
Peace,
pleasure, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, peace, love, and reparations.
Hey, I'm with you on that. We can use that. Definitely, we can use it.
Yeah, 40 acres in a Tesla, nothing less.
I know we all can.
No.